Kia ora koutou, so I'm Stacey Fellows, and this is my wonderful colleague Ollie Howard, and we're going to split our preso today, so you get some detail from Ollie and a bit of an overview from me. So just what we do, so just a bit of an intro. We didn't have our bio up because we only confirmed speakers the day before we put this together, but I have a background from Taranaki, so I worked at Petrochem, which is now Balance Nutrients, did a 30% upgrade in the 90s, which was very exciting, and then moved into the dairy industry in the 2000s. Went into public service a few years ago, and so really trying to come from that business aspect as we look at how ICA can help the business community. We're going to take you through a few slides about what is ICA, who is ICA, and then Ollie's going to take you through more detail. So I think I can do that here. Here.
Green button.
Green button.
Yeah, nice.
Great. So if you don't know ICA, we're the Energy Efficiency Conservation Authority. What we do is pretty much in the name. We really want to acknowledge our endorsements today. So both Gas NZ and the Bioenergy Association of New Zealand is endorsing this work. And so when Ollie takes you through more detail, you really get to grips with what our feedstock research stream is going to be, how it fits into ICA. So our mission as ICA is to mobilise all New Zealanders, so whether you're a business, a residential user or commercial, and that we are able to be world leaders in clean and clever energy use. I think it really aligns to what Don's just talked us through. The trilemma, so of course saving us money, reducing emissions and all-important productivity for our country. So got to make a plug for energy efficiency first. Absolutely love it, and I think it's a work stream in here. I plugged away in many of the industries, and especially at our Whareroa site, we're Fonterra and where I met Jack, in terms of how do we get that energy out of the system, because it's energy we don't have to find, we don't have to procure. So really want to apply this to this work stream as well. How to be efficient, because you guys all have knowledge around feedstock and what feedstock could be supplied for biogas. We don't want to start from zero. We really want your input. So where it fits in, obviously accelerating renewable energy, which is one of the three pillars for ICA, the other being energy efficiency first and empower energy users. So again, our levers, so we do some regulation around your products. You'll see something on your washing machine, etc. that's regulated. We also have some target investment support. It's a bit of a moving picture, but once we have more information on this work stream, we can see where that might fit in. But obviously, first up, it's around that information, that all necessary. I'm a process engineer, so you really need to know what your input is, and not just steady state, but what the variability is as well. So we're really keen to make sure we get that nailed with this work program. So what is it? What is this wonderful program? As you heard the Minister announce, it came together from obviously Brian coming and talking to Marcos as he does, and Marcos is we're only a small agency, we're 125 people, so we can go and have a chat to Marcos and talk through what he sees as the priorities and how ICA can fit into the system. And so what we're intending to do, we're going to look at detailed regional analysis of the availability and costs of various organic waste feedstocks that could be potentially utilised for energy production. We're going to look at each feedstock's existing end use, we called it outlet, but where does it go currently and how can we get that? Or what would be the change needed from a people perspective, from a cost perspective, to look at how that could be utilised for energy. And we're going to roll it off. So this is your opportunity also. You might have a region of interest. We've picked some, but we're here for input as to what ones you might think, oh, that'd be really cool to know more about, or I've got information I can provide to you for this region. And obviously engagement across the country. So it was really nice to hear from Eleanor yesterday at Becca. Don't forget taking people on the journey, this opportunity we have to explain more about the wonderful anaerobic digestion, the bugs that will help us, the process that will help us with that transition. So we have that opportunity too, because we're building the program starting tomorrow. So over to Ollie.
Yeah, kia ora Stacey and tēnā koutou katoa, ko Ollie toku ingoa. So yeah, you heard from the Minister and Stacey about what we're planning to do. And why do this and why ICA? So we have been talking, as Stacey mentioned, with our friends, other friends in government, so MB, MFE, Ariake, NZTE and others, as well as engaging with the industry, Gas NZ, bands, GIC and a whole host of other people to try work out where these market barriers are. You know, we've heard a lot over the last couple of days, you know, that New Zealand's got a great opportunity, but we're behind the rest of the world. So why hasn't these investments been made? One of the barriers that's been brought up to us repeatedly is the lack of knowledge about where these feedstocks are. So this is what we're going to do as a government department to try break down that barrier. A lot of it isn't, you know, this information isn't publicly available. We're aware of high-level studies that look at the New Zealand opportunity, and then aside from those, industry have kind of done their own potshot bits of research, but they're not publicly available as they're commercially sensitive. So we really want to bring this information, this detailed information, to light for everybody. ICA, we've got experience in running regional programs. We've been working in the energy space since our inception, and we've got engagement with lots of you know, the large energy users across the region, many of whom are also large organic waste producers. So we've got some established key relationships that we can also leverage as part of this program of work. Button, work, yes. So some of you in the room will be familiar with RETA, the Regional Energy Transition Accelerator Program. Through that program, we used a bottom-up view to paint a picture of what fossil-fueled process heat demand exists in each region. And then we looked at the opportunity for that fossil fuel process heat, how that could be moved onto a renewable fuel after we do awesome things like energy efficiency and heat pumps to reduce that demand first. But primarily we looked at electricity or biomass through that work stream. We didn't look at biogas through that, but this is us having a look at it now. But lots of our learnings that we developed through the REACH program will help inform how we roll this out for organic feedstocks. And there's a picture there that shows how we assessed the availability of biomass supply that could potentially be diverted for bioenergy. And you know, graphs and information like this is what we're hoping to share as a result of this program. And you know, building on what EcoGas was saying yesterday, hopefully there's a lot of material that's available that's below that $0 cost that you can actually get paid to take. Yeah, very important part of the program, and we did it in RETA as well, was that interview-based information is going to be absolutely crucial to getting accurate data for this, because you can only go so far with desktop-based stuff. And the other thing you get via interview-based information is just that stakeholder buy-in in the region, which is going to be absolutely crucial if we're going to be eventually asking people to divert their organics to an AD facility or some other energy-producing facility. So lastly, you know, the sharing of this information in an easily accessible and publicly available way is going to be absolutely key to getting the outcome that we desire, and that is just having that information ready for investors to come in and looking at a region and seeing the opportunity. So we're planning to map as much as possible, you know, where highways and the gas distribution and transmission pipelines are, and key other bits of infrastructure like landfills and ports, etc., etc., etc. So that's what we're planning to do. Someone quipped to me the other day that the scariest sentence in the English language is, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Hopefully this will be helping the industry set up, and we're open to feedback on how we can roll this out. We are in the planning phase at the moment, so we are accepting you know, feedback from industry on what you'd like to see or what we should consider. And also just to call out now that we'd be asking for your help through all of this. People do have information already, you know, kind of in that pot shot way. So how can we bring that together to make this more efficient? Kia ora.
Thanks, team.
Can we go?
Check the slide over before I release you. Oh, you guys are popular.
Oh,
Let's take 2 questions.
okay. One each. I'll pick.
I think one of the... Oh, jeez. Sorry, team. I keep refreshing it, and I think just glancing at these, one of these have been answered. Will the RETA regional findings and opinions be revisited with the new feedstock info? And I think you kind of touched on that a bit.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with the RETA program is as soon as we publish a report, it's out of date. It was a costly exercise to go through in detail for all the regions. What we are going to do is when we have completed the picture across all of New Zealand, we're going to refresh it for the all of New Zealand picture. So, Southland and RETA was done in 2022, which was quite a long time ago. So we're going to refresh everything from that. After we've worked out the biogas availability per region, are we going to update RETA? I'm not going to promise that at this stage. Is my diplomatic answer to that.
Cool. I think your answer will probably do a bit of a 2-for-1 here. So, great initiative, first of all.
Thank you.
Some feedback. When do you think this information will be available, and how can we be notified of its release?
Sure. It's fair that I take the second question. So yeah, we had quite a few, just socialising yesterday around time frame, and I think really it's kind of, we'll get into it, see how quickly we can access data, but I think everybody has the opportunity to help with that as well, with what they know already. So obviously we're going to share emails, Ollie and I as public servants. Well, you can obviously email us with information you may have, but we're putting a dedicated resource onto the program, so we're going to start that process today actually, so I get to do that this afternoon, and from there we'll frame up the program from there. So it is a little bit to be discovered, but we'll definitely within the next few months be able to feedback more about where we're at. Obviously we'll keep both our partners with bands and Gas NZ informed, so that's one way to hear, but we're very approachable, quite nice, so do reach out if you like.
Cool. Thank you very much.